everybody, welcome back to JumbleClan. Quick note, I'm slowly adding more cats to the drawing a clan drawing a clan gen list. So how I'm doing that is I'm going to the dead and instead of just marking them as favorite, I'm just gonna send them to the dark forest. I don't know if I'm just gonna do this off camera later where I'm just gonna grab all of them and then try to put them all the screenshots of all of them in the file packer file. I don't know. And probably what's gonna happen is after a while I'm going to export said file and post it on my DeviantArt. And then once it's on the DeviantArt, I'm gonna delete the folder so I don't get too full up on file packer. But the plan is I need to get these 6 pages cleared out, ignoring Froston. I need to get all these cats actually pulled out. And I'm not going to do it by rank, I'm going to do it by age. Is it this way? Wait, I'm looking at the wrong way. So the next cat I need to do is Sorrelwind and whatnot. This way I'm going from oldest to youngest. That way I don't run into the issue for doing kits unless the kitten's fully grown. And so far, the bases, they've worked pretty well for... Why, if I'm going by age, is this one kitten in the middle of here? If I'm going by age, I don't know. But so far, only one of them, I think the best pose for me to look at is Apprentice. Because I'm probably going to be using a lot of these characters for Tales of Razi, they probably won't end up as adopts. Which means eventually what might happen is some of the cats might get further tweaked than they already are. I might also just temporarily make myself a kitten and an adolescent template. I'm not gonna bother for elder. It's the biggest thing, because I don't really get that many elders in Tales of Rosie, and then that means I need to figure out what the pose is and whatnot. So yeah. So some of the cats, after a while, I might redo and make them more unique than Clan Pixels, because it's really just the same thing. There's a limit of how many different things you can get, even though some of them are really unique, like stumpy spots right here. But with that said, let me get actually moving into the actual episode. And I feel free fine doing this, rambling in JumbleClan, even though it's taking time out of the episode. Simply because, well... Oh, that's one way to announce they're a murderer. I feel like that's what caused them. They got nauseous with the fact that they killed somebody. And that's when they made it. They murdered Petal Bear. But yeah, I feel fine doing that because this episode is not this episode. JumbleClan I don't think gets as many viewers because it's just me clicking through and seeing how far it gets. And it's not like I really edit the JumbleClan ones unless I have to. Okay. Downy. more kittens. But yeah, I need to start actually focusing on getting the cats, because I don't remember when cats start fading, but I'm worried that some cats are fading. So that's another reason I need to get moving along. But yeah. Riverbud, why? Okay. But yeah, the plan is I need to probably just make some templates where I'm just gonna temporarily use them for the younger cats, because I need to have something there for it, because I don't know when I'm getting my commission. And I need to get more of the dead cats prepped. I love how majority of the time when we don't find the cat we encounter during randomly into the moon tends to be um the cat we're looking for. And like, this is one of the few times we don't have that happen, but I feel like it happens a lot. But also since these cats I'm drawing for Tales of Razi, well, putting them in for Tales of Razi temporarily, um, I don't draw the accessories because they don't have accessories. Though I am starting to think about trying to figure out if I want to be more advanced and stuff. That's something I'll probably make into another video on Tales of Razi when I have a little bit more time. Okay. Once again, we were looking for Downy. We encountered Downy. And just because the cats have warrior names doesn't mean their names can be entirely changed. I might make this announcement in the next video of drawing a clan if you guys want to suggest names for the cats, if they're gonna end up being in Tales of Razi, or potentially non-warrior names. Feel free. Also feel free to give me multiple options and don't just do the simple standard ones. I have 300 plus characters and I'm only gonna add to it. Even if those cats become just a background or they're end up being one of the next generations. Like, one of the cats I saw might be a next generation cat. Okay. It's just something. So just because I'm gonna end up drawing the cat and drawing a clan in template doesn't mean they're gonna be that. I'll probably state that also during that video. This moon feels like it had a lot of the same stuff from the last moon, but that happens. Like, for instance, I have a character named Dandelion. What I might end up doing because I am suggesting shit, is I might make a video going over who I have for characters and their names. Maybe I'll just try to do a bunch of busts and organize it by group. But that might be a slow thing. Okay. And they don't have to be normal cat names. I have human names in there. I have names that are from a different language. Granted, those I don't always do because sometimes I can't pronounce those names. So there's something about that. Also, I don't know how long I will be doing JumbleClan. Um, there's always a small chance I might cut down on clan gen and just make it Bloom Clan for a while. I don't know. Like, I just want to see how far this can go. I think I'm on Diesel. Oh, I can check. Who am I on? Go to the top. Yeah. Camp. Yeah, not Frozen Paw. Diesel. Time skip. And I'm back. Wanted a large litter. They got a small litter. And I'm sorry that this episode I'm not focusing on talking about the random events as they're happening, and I'm talking about Tales of Rossi. But it's something I've been working on for a decade and want to build upon. And it does have roots based in Warriors in the sense of it was inspired by Warriors. Granted, I'm slowly trying to build it out to make it more unique. And because one of the series I've read has some similarities, which was funny enough because I was already starting to make those changes when that series started getting developed away from being a Warrior series because that happened. I've been trying to think about further tweaks, and I kind of want to take inspiration from a comic that I've read that has dogs in it, but I don't know if I want to go with paint because some of the cats' designs I already struggle drawing, which is simplified. But I've been wanting to be able to use rope. I've been off and on with pelt. I think I've decided I want them to have basic pelts, but not wear pelts, unless a cat is sick, or is a very young kid, or winter is really bad. Like, there's stuff I want to do. I want it to be more than just a cat series. I want there to be some quote-unquote human aspects to it. Because it doesn't even take place on Earth, so it's fully allowed to be fictional as possible. Because, as I said, it's Tales of Rossi. The planet name is Rossi. And the story takes place in the quote-unquote Rossi crater, even though that's not where the meteor takes place. The Rossi crater is the name of the area on the planet where the series takes place. How much time do we have? In about 2 minutes. I'm gonna look at some. Let's look at our current clan. Oops. This is where I actually want to be going through right. Here's her leader, who only has 4 lives because last episode they lost 6 lives. Here's their current deputy. Quite pretty. I will say this, when I probably get the snow freeze, I probably am just gonna make them a normal tabby or just a spotted tabby instead of an actual bangle. Because the rosettes, I struggle with the rosettes. I have found. So the bangles might turn into my quote-unquote spotted tabby with maybe some rosettes on them. As you see, this cat legit is well, it's just rosettes, so they don't have all the bangle markings. And single color cats, there's a chance that when I do draw them, they might get occasionally a little bit of marking just in the same color. But yeah, I just want to look at some of the cats since... Ooh, I like how this cat has some white overlay on here. That's nice. Okay, I don't care that my timer stopped. I want to look through the whole clan currently. Ooh, Shadow Frost is very pretty. I don't... And another thing is, I'm not very skilled at drawing some of the actual cat patterns. So that's another reason why some of them might look a bit different. Also, I don't draw fades. I hate to draw stuff that I have to do a gradient with. Because then it's a mix of, okay, how do I draw that properly again? And the only way I'll do a fade is if I'm like, I have a, like I do a 50% erase or whatever and grab that color and make it connect or something. Yeah, that is ticked. And some of the reasons why sometimes some poses are better than others is, look at this rosette. I can see one single rosette on here. And as you see, the cats don't really have colored paws for the most part. And the stripes do this, which isn't always how I do my cats. Ooh, a smoke. I don't think I have many smokes. I think Danny's my main smoke. And he's a chocolate smoke. Single stripe. AKA spinal stripe. I do like that there are some white overlays on some of the cats. Granted, I might move where some markings are or change it because, as I said, the pattern is for one thing and it's just put into different poses. There might be some variation or slight variation, mostly in overlays of colors. So, yeah, that's another reason why I might make some more unique versions instead of just looking at this. Like this will become a spotted tabby because that is a V. And I like to do chest V marks, especially on the tabbies. Like some of these cats have extra little bits of markings and some of them are just the same, more or less. Ooh, little white mark. And as you see, this is a single color, but it looks like it has like a gradient. But yeah. Ooh, that's a black smoke. It's really nice. I'll eventually get to draw most of these cats. Hey, that kind of reminds me of how Star is. Maybe this can be a child of Star, or a niece or nephew of Star, or grandchild. Because technically speaking, Star does have... Wait, it would be a nephew. Heavy white overlay with Ginger. She just has a vitiligo. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm gonna try to go through these a little bit quicker because this episode's going a bit long. I might take some artistic liberty with the apprentices and kits, simply because sometimes they're really hard to tell their markings. blue and orange. Well, white, apparently. Fun fact, torties don't usually have white, which is what usually is way to distinguish between calico and tortoiseshell. But technically speaking, tortoiseshells are the same thing as a calico. It's just people don't want to count the white overlay. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. Probably in between episodes, I need to get myself to go through this entire list and collect the entire lot of these cats, except Froston, and send them to the Dark Forest. And then I need to go through the unknown residents and grab these cats and send them to the Dark Forest. Actually, I might actually grab these cats and send them to the Dark Forest before I continue on the current StarClan cats. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. I'll try to save. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!